Yo, what's going on, Camyo Core? Now, before you watch this video, I just wanted to remind you that you can snag your Camyo Core t-shirts right now at tpublic.com/t-shirts/JakeCamyo. Now, these shirts start off at $20, but often go on sale for as low as $14. So be one of the few in the core to rock one of these Love From Your Core or Camyo Core tees now.
I think we're made of something.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? Jake Camyo here, and welcome to my favorite top 10 Pokemon from Johto. So these will be my top 10 favorite Johto Pokemon. So this will be a list of my personal opinions. I don't expect this list to match up with yours, but if you think there should be a Pokemon on here for another reason or something like that, then you can definitely leave your comments down below. Leave your top 10 down below, top 5, what have you, whatever your favorite Pokemon are from Johto. Definitely leave it in the comments below because I would love to know, especially if you have a story to go along with that. So here we go. Without further ado, my top 10 favorite Johto Pokemon. Number 10. My 10th favorite Pokemon in Johto is probably Swinehub. Now this entire list was a very difficult decision because I love Johto a lot. Johto is honestly probably my favorite region in every single region, probably because it's kind of where I started. I started off in Pokemon Crystal for my entire adventure. I've played other Pokemon games before, but Crystal was the first Pokemon game I ever played all the way through, and Swinehub was always a Pokemon that I just resonated with, like, because he was so absolutely adorable. Like, me myself, I resonate better and kind of like choosing Pokemon by how cute they are, and if that cuteness has power behind it and stuff like that, then that makes it even better. And Swinehub and Piloswine always had a huge amount of power. They were a little fragile because they are ice and ground type. They were a little fragile, but Swinehub was always a cutie, and he's always been a cutie. One thing about Swinehub is that I always thought that Swinehub should have the pickup ability, because there was an episode in the anime where he would, I believe he would like sniff out hot springs, I think it was. Like, he had a super powerful snout and nose, and he could smell out all these things, and I would always thought he would smell out like items and things like that and like help you along your journey with pickup ability. But I just have never seen that. So I think they should probably like maybe get rid of, I don't know, give him an extra hidden ability or something like that. I don't know. I just think he should always, I think Swinehub should have always like maybe started out with pickup or something like that. I'm not sure when the pickup ability actually came into effect. Maybe it was like 3rd gen or 4th gen or something. I don't know. But if pickup ability was a thing back then, Swinehub definitely should have had it. Number 9. Politoed. Politoed is my 9th favorite Pokemon on this list mainly because I'm fairly sure I remember Misty having a Politoed, and her Politoed was always like energetic and like clapping its hands, and when it would clap its hands it would have like the little suction cup sound and stuff like that, and it would just always be so happy and everything, and I loved that about Politoed. I love it when Pokemon show emotion. Like, they're not just, oh hey, I'm a Pokemon, I'm here to battle. Like, they have emotions and feelings, and I love that in Pokemon and in the anime and things like that. It makes the game so much more enjoyable, and like lets you kind of connect with Pokemon on a more personal level if you can tell that the Pokemon are feeling emotions and stuff like that. They're not just, hey, we're gonna use you to battle and okay, use Water Gun. No, this Pokemon was always so happy and ready to go and just ready to be alive and just always happy. I love it. I love it so much. Number 8. Aipom. Aipom is sort of a kind of a cop-out reason. I can't say that I love Aipom's design because his tail always made me like a little uncomfortable. Just those 3 fingers and things like that, it just looked weird to me. The rest of him is awesome, but his tail is like, it just makes me kind of uncomfortable. But Aipom himself is a monkey or an ape type Pokemon, and I always have loved those kinds of Pokemon. through every generation, if there has been a monkey or an ape type Pokemon, I've always kind of like went along that way and put them somewhere on my favorites list on that generation, because when I was little, I went to a Chinese restaurant, and they had these little placemats, these little paper placemats, and they would tell you like what you were in the Chinese zodiac, your birth date and stuff like that, and it would like kind of tell you what you were in the Chinese zodiac. And I found out at a very young age that I was a monkey in the Chinese zodiac. So I like ever since then I would like climb trees and just like as a little kid I would climb trees as high as I could and just lay on branches and just relax and just look at the sky and just feel like a monkey if I were a monkey, you know? So I've always resonated with monkeys ever since a very young age. So I've always liked Apom, but his tail, man, that tail is just, oh boy. Number 7, Quagsire. Quagsire has always been on my list as well ever since a very young age, mainly because of how derpy he is. He's very derpy. He's also always happy as well. And just like the Politoed reference there, he's always pretty much happy. Like, I've never seen an angry Quagsire. But he's always happy. He's got a derpy little face. It's so adorable. He's got a very basic design that makes him like makes him approachable, I guess. He's got a very basic design, and he's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever watched him in the anime and stuff like that, but he's kind of got like a jelly quality to him. Like, he's like wiggly and stuff like that, and I think that's kind of cool, and it definitely makes for some comedy and stuff like that. I've also liked Quagsire because, like, I want to say, this could be like maybe I dreamed this as a kid or something like that, but I want to say I saw Pikachu, like the Pikachu, the mascot of Pokemon that's everywhere, stuff like that. I feel like Quagsire was like the first time Pikachu was like, oh crap, I can't do anything to this, because Quagsire is the perfect counter for Pikachu, basically, because he's a ground type, and you would never think that Quagsire is a ground type. So Pikachu just like electric shocks Quagsire, and Quagsire's just like, sigh, dude. Number 6, Mareep. Number 6 is Mareep. Mareep is kind of for a different reason. Mareep is obviously extremely adorable, and I love Mareep better than any other of its evolutions, better than Flappy and better than Ampharos for sure. Mareep is the most adorable of the three, and I like Mareep because of a gym leader. My favorite gym leader in Johto is Jasmine, and Jasmine had an Ampharos, and she was super concerned about this Ampharos in the lighthouse and things like that, and Jasmine might be why I like steel types as well, because I'm a fairly big fan of steel types, but nonetheless, Jasmine had an Ampharos, and ever since then I've liked the idea of Ampharos and stuff like that, but out of its evolutions, Mareep has always been the cutest, and like I said, I always kind of go towards the cute Pokemon, so Mareep has always had a place in my heart ever since then. I want to say, I'm probably wrong, but I want to say I had, I don't know if it was Mareep or if it was Ampharos, but I know I had a Japanese gym leader card when I was little, and it had like Jasmine's picture on it and stuff like that, like her head and stuff like that had her picture on it, and I want to say it was Mareep, but it might have been Ampharos, and I just wished it was Mareep. I can't remember, but that's basically the reason why I like Mareep so much, is because of its connection towards Jasmine, my favorite gym leader from Johto. Number 5, Cressola. Now, Cressola is my 5th favorite Pokemon. Halfway through the list, Cressola is my 5th favorite Pokemon because of Misty, honestly. Like, Cressola, and again, Cressola is a Pokemon that was almost always happy. Like, I can't remember a moment where Cressola wasn't happy. Maybe that's just a combination of things. Like, maybe I just like happy Pokemon, I don't know. But Cressola was always happy, and Cressola is absolutely gorgeous. Like, that pink coloring along with the white undertone, and it's got like the bubbly tone to it, and it was just so gorgeous. Like, Cressola is a beautiful Pokemon. Like, you can't deny it. Like, it's kind of odd because it's coral, but it's so cute, and it's happy, and it is gorgeous. I just love the pink tone. Like, to me, the pink tone is different than, say, something like like Blissey or something like that. Like Blissey was kind of like an obnoxious pink, when this was more like a warm pink, maybe. I feel like Cressola is just like a warm pink and just a super happy, warm, enjoyable Pokemon. Number 4, Porygon 2. Now, number 4 is Porygon 2. Now, to this day, I don't really care for Porygon itself, but Porygon 2 and Porygon Z, I absolutely love. Porygon 2 is one of the best Pokemon to use competitively. Porygon 2 is an absolute beast, is a monster, and I love him. But Porygon Z has the main place in my heart. I was never a big fan of like the pixely square, just kind of like dull design of Porygon. But when they smoothed him out and made him like, I guess, kind of rubber duckish looking, I don't know, maybe that's why. Maybe he looks like a rubber duck, and that's just, I'm thinking of like childhood memories of rubber duckies in the bathtub. I don't know. But for some reason, Porygon 2 has always had a little place in my heart, but none more so than Porygon Z. So I would probably have to say that Porygon 2 is so high on the list just because I love the craziness and the absolute mayhem that is Porygon Z. Number 3, Espeon. Espeon is on this list so high because Eevee has always been a huge part of the Pokemon world. Like, arguably, Eevee is the Pokemon mascot rather than Pikachu. Just being honest, like, arguably, it's the truth. Eevee can turn into so many different types and so many different, I guess, dog, cat like beings, and it just makes you want to acquire an Eevee and have it as a house pet kind of thing. Like, it's relatable to your dogs, to your cats, to whatever inside animal you may have. It's basically relatable to that. As a young age, you think of like pets as like dogs, cats, stuff like that. You don't really think of like, oh hey, there's a lava monster, you know, Slugma. There's a lava monster, let's use it as a pet. You know, you think of Eevee when you look at Pokemon. And so Espeon is my favorite because in Gen 1, my favorite was, out of the Eevee evolutions, was probably Vaporeon. Like, all of the Gen 1 evolutions were kind of like, I guess, meh. But in Gen 2, they introduced Dark type and Steel type, which gave us the Umbreon and stuff like that, which was really cool. Umbreon was awesome, don't get me wrong, but in my opinion, Espeon was so like sleek, and like his face fluffs were absolutely awesome. Like, he just looks like an actual cat. And it's awesome because I'm a big fan of cats. I'm a big fan of cats and dogs, but I've had cats most of my life. I don't have a cat now, but I have had cats most of my life growing up, so I like really resonated with this as its cat-like appearance. And plus, my favorite color is red, and I always loved like gems and rocks and things like that that were like, that looked red and stuff like that. So it has that red gem on its head, and I've always loved that about Espeon. If they took that gem away from Espeon, then it probably wouldn't be on this list at all, to be honest, because that gem is pretty much the deciding factor of its appearance that I love the most. But otherwise, Espeon is also a very, very good Pokemon. He's good competitively, got synchronized, and he's just an all-around awesome Mon. Number 2. Now, number 2 is a bit of a toss-up. Number 2 is a tie between two Mons. Now, I've tried to keep legends and things like that out of this list, but there's no way possible that I could have kept starters out of this list, because starters were, you know, you start off the game with these Pokemon, so it's incredibly hard not to have one of the starters in a top 10 list of your favorites. But with me personally, I've never really been able to choose between Cyndaquil and Totodile. I've never been able to choose which one is my favorite of the two, because I just love them both so much. Cyndaquil being my first ever shiny, Totodile being that typical happy, awesome, just energetic Pokemon that I tend to love. Obviously, it's so difficult, and both of them have really awesome designs. Cyndaquil is a fire mouse. He's basically like a hedgehog, which I love hedgehogs so much. They are probably my favorite animal. And then Totodile being an alligator, yeah, he's an alligator. Yeah, for alligator, he's an alligator. Well, he turned into a crocodile and then an alligator, so he's both. But he's so awesome. He's so energetic and amazing, and I love Totodile so much, and I love Cyndaquil so much as well. It's so difficult to choose, so I had to put these guys on the same number, on the same list, because for me it's almost impossible to choose. But number 2 is both Cyndaquil and Totodile. Number 1. Now, number 1. My number 1 favorite Pokemon out of all of Johto has to be Heracross. Heracross is an absolutely amazing Pokemon. Nowadays, Heracross has one of the best Mega Evolutions I've ever seen. He gets the skill link, which lets him hit things super hard 5 times. Say he's got like I think Rock Blast. He hits 5 times with Rock Blast, killing any flying type that comes by. He's just so good. And when he originally came out in Johto, he's always been my favorite ever since Ash caught him, because Heracross was basically Charizard. He's super powerful. He has his quirks. He sometimes doesn't listen. But that's not because he's an a-hole like Charizard was. Charizard was just an a-hole. Charizard's kind of a douche. But Heracross was absolutely amazing, and he had his vices, man. He loved to eat. He loved to eat sap and pollen and things like that. So he had his vices, man, and that kind of got in the way sometimes. But Heracross was an absolutely amazing mon, and if I remember correctly, Ash used Heracross pretty much the entire way through Johto. Like, he may have boxed him at some point, but I'm pretty sure I remember him using him in like the Johto League when he entered that. So Heracross, an absolutely amazing Pokemon. Always happy, obviously, because that's just a typical thing that I've realized I love about Johto, is they had a lot of happy Pokemon. But Heracross, man, Heracross has always had a special place in my heart. Like, when you say Johto, I don't think of the starters right away. I don't think of the gym leaders right away. When someone says Pokemon and Johto, the very first thing that comes into my mind is Heracross. I absolutely love Heracross, and Heracross is my number 1 favorite Pokemon from Johto. So that has been my list, guys. That has been my top 10 favorite Pokemon from Johto. So leave your list in the comments down below, or just leave, your favorite Pokemon. Leave me stories down below. I'd love to hear your guys' stories. And yeah, so that's going to do it for this episode of Top 10 Favorite Pokemon from Johto. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this, hit that like button down below. If you're part of the Camyo Corps, definitely hit that like button down below. Show me some love. If you're not a part of the Camyo Corps and would like to be, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button and you're automatically a part of the Camyo Corps. So as always, remember to love from your core. Peace out.